Welcome, Lorraine Ranalli here, host of Cucina Chatter, author of Gravy Wars, South Philly Foods, Feuds, and Attitudes. And the reason I'm here is because I'm in the heart of South Philly, the Italian market at Talluto's Pasta and Cheese with the owner, Rick DeMatteo. What are we going to be cooking up?
We're going to make some mozzarella, fresh mozzarella today.
That's the way he says it, mozzarella. And Dave Brown, the general manager of Talluto's Pasta and Cheese on 9th Street, doing well.
Great.
Are you going to be the chef? You're going to show us how you do it?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how to make mozzarella, maybe a few other dishes we'll prepare today.
Tell us, Dave, how does a Dave Brown make mozzarella and convince everybody that it's... Is your mother Italian?
My mother's Italian.
All right, say no more.
There you
it's
go.
all good.
I'm good. I'm authentic now. We're going to start with the fresh mozzarella curd. It's raw curd, and we're going to cook it and form it into fresh mozzarella.
What is curd actually?
It's milk and cream, and they add a curdling agent, rennet, form it into this, to separate it.
Okay.
So you can make the cheese.
You're pushing the curd through what? What do you call this, a guitar?
Like a guitarra. It's making the curd uniform slices. That way it'll cook more evenly and faster. If you put a big giant blob through there, like if I just drop this in, the outside will cook, the inside wouldn't cook, and it would look like a big chunk of cottage cheese in the middle. So when this comes out of our water heater downstairs, and it's a separate one, it only goes to this line here.
Okay.
When it comes out, it's at 190 degrees. By the time it gets through the pipes and everything, you're at 180.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is that mozzarella curd is approximately 40 degrees. You can't cook 40-degree cheese. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring it up with this water up to about 100, take that water out, and then now I can do it again, and now I can actually cook the cheese. This is basically warming it. I'm just moving it around, separating it, because you don't want 4 or 5 slices stuck together. You got to move it around a little bit.
So your hands are made out of asbestos, they don't get burned in this
water? It doesn't
water.
even faze me anymore.
Okay.
It truly doesn't. You can see it's even starting now. You can see it's changing the texture of the cheese.
Look at that, sure, it's starting to break apart.
You got to keep it going though. Once you start making the batch of cheese, you really can't stop. You got to keep going with it. That face, you can lose it.
Oh,
and what I mean by losing it, it'll actually break up like cottage cheese.
This is unlike any cheese you can get anywhere else. You're actually doing fresh mozzarella. When the stuff that we buy in the supermarket, that's all prepackaged and stuff, not the same, huh?
Not the same at all. It's not going to have the texture. It's not going to have the creaminess that this will have.
And why is that? Because it's manufactured by a machine?
It's because the machine, they put chemicals in it to keep it fresh, like to extend the life of it.
Not good. All right, so you covered this again with the hot 180 and 90 degree water. Now what are you doing?
Now what I'm doing now, I'm breaking it up because what happened is that water hit it, it started to stick together.
Yeah.
I want the water to get all through the cheese. If I left it like this, what'll happen is the outside will cook, the inside won't cook fast enough.
I see, so you need to constantly break this up.
Right. So you see that looks like a nice smooth piece of dough.
That is beautiful, yeah, look at that.
Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it stretch off of the paddle. And that's just to get any lumps that are in the middle, kind of smooth them out a little bit. Okay, so I pinch off about a pound piece of cheese.
Now do you weigh that, or do you just know what a pound is
I'm pretty good at,
See, this is the way Grandma would do it, just judge by her hands, right?
Exactly.
Look at that.
So, make the shape.
Right.
Make a knot to seal it.
What are you sealing?
Just so that it doesn't open up.
Okay.
It's got a little neck there. You could, if you want to, salt this and then hang it.
Oh, so when we see the cheese hanging in different places. So now it's done, this is it?
That's it. Now that is going to sit in ice water, and that stops the cooking process, because right now this is still cooking.
It's cooking, so you got to move fast.
Got to move fast.
I'm holding you up.
So I'm going to make a braid now. This took me a long time to learn this.
This is art, folks.
And I used to practice with a piece of rope.
Look at that. Look at that.
If I slow down and think of what I'm doing, I'll screw up.
Forget about it, right?
So there's the bread and mozzarella.
Love it. Bravo.
That's the finished product there.
And these are the little balls that we see.
This is a bocconcini. Now,
seasoned up.
Do you like mozzarella?
Sure do.
Okay. You've never had hot mozzarella though?
Never.
Okay. I'm going to put it in a little bit of salt water.
Only after I've cooked it.
I'll try that. There you go.
All right, folks.
You're going to taste all the butter fat coming out in your mouth. They're like cream.
Wow. Wow, that is yummy.
Hot mozzarella is.
Look at that, dripped it all on me.
And I got yourself.
That's great. David, this is awesome.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Not very many people get to try it warm, like fresh out of the hot water there.
It's really
a totally
good.
different flavor. It really is.
David, we have the
bocconcini.
Bocconcini. I think I was forgetting the N in that. What is this, chicken parmesan?
I did some chicken parmesan with some linguine.
Love that. You put a little bit of basil on the top, which we call basil. This is incredible.
It looks like a stromboli that is actually fresh mozzarella stretched out real thin like dough. And we put pepperoni and some spices in there and rolled it up.
Look at that. So you could just pick this up and eat it.
Just like that. It is awesome over a chicken cutlet if you toast it over a chicken cutlet.
All right, and so that has pepperoni. This is the prosciutto.
That's prosciutto.
Okay, which is the salty Italian ham. A little bit smaller, great appetizer. Look at these slices. You notice what's missing from this table? A nice fork for me, but we'll get to that. All right, so you made us a nice little antipasto here.
We made a little antipasto. We did the fresh mozzarella like a caprese, like we talked about earlier. Little prosciutto, fresh roasted peppers, some super sod, some olives. What I think tops this off is a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of balsamic glaze, which really adds a nice little flavor
Let's
to it.
do it.
So let's put a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil, and you got to use extra virgin because if you use the pure, it tastes like nothing. And I'm using a glaze, not true balsamic vinegar. It's a glaze. It's almost like a syrup.
It's
Whereas,
beautiful.
you know, regular balsamic is very watery. It's, you know, 95% water. This has a little bit of thickeners in it, some corn syrup, but it really sticks to everything. Really has
But
a
I
nice
can
flavor.
see how it's mixing with the olive oil already.
Perfectly.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Gentlemen, this is fabulous. You can come to Talluto's and you can get prepared food as well, Rick?
Yes, prepared
So
food.
we can get the chicken
we
Parmesan.
cut the pasta right here for you.
So
as
you
you
cut the
rate,
pasta fresh to order.
fresh to order.
You have your appetizers. This is a meal in itself. Rick, thanks for having us here
Thanks
at
for
Talluto's.
coming down and helping us out
This is
today.
wonderful. David, thank you for showing us how
appreciate
to
it.
make the mozzarella.
Anytime. I enjoyed it.
Talluto's 9th Street, Italian Market. Ciao.